The Qantas Wine website could be an amazing way to earn a whole bunch of Qantas points in a very short amount of time. And if you're a wine drinker, it could be a great way to start earning points on things that you're already spending money on anyway. In today's video, we're going to be discussing if it's going to be best for us to directly buy our points from the Qantas Points top-up page, or if we should use the Qantas Wine portal, purchase a dozen bottles of wine, and then when we do that, we can often unlock a whole bunch of bonus points completely for free. I'm going to run through the exact maths as well as some of the other factors as well that we also need to consider. And I'll also teach you exactly how you can get a $50 voucher. So if you are going to purchase wine from the Qantas Wine portal, you can then save $50 off. Now, if that sounds good to you, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you also left a comment letting me know. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this. With that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So I'm here on the Qantas Wine website. If you are going to use this website to directly get more frequent flyer points, you will want to ensure that you're looking for these bonus point offers. When you do that, you can scroll through and you can see that there are a whole bunch of these sign up bonus offers where you're going to unlock frequent flyer points for each bottle of wine that you purchase. Now, if you are looking to unlock the most amount of points possible, you probably won't want to look for these individual bottles because they're going to be pretty expensive. You would only really factor those into consideration if those were bottles of wine that you already drink and you just wanted to start earning points on things that you're already spending money on. But assuming that you were just using this Qantas Wine portal to earn a whole bunch of points for as cheaply as possible, the best way to do that is going to be by searching for dozen, which will then give us all of the bulk deals where you're able to earn about 30,000 bonus points or 24,000 bonus points when you purchase a dozen bottles of wine. I've often found that these deals are going to give us the best value for the amount of points that we are going to earn. Now, to be honest, I'm not a wine drinker myself, so I've got no idea if these wine bottles are actually drinkable or not. But if you were just doing this whole process in order to unlock those bonus points, I guess you could have those bottles of wines, just keep them there for presents or whatever. Assuming that the wine you're purchasing is not the primary factor and the most important factor is the amount of bonus points you're getting, then we're going to use this deal for today's example. So when we look at today's example, you can see we're going to earn 30,000 bonus Qantas points when we purchase this dozen bottles of red. To purchase it, it's going to cost us $690. Now, before I run through the maths and figure out how much that's going to cost us per point to earn, we can actually make this a little bit cheaper as well. You see, if you're a Points Club or a Points Club Plus member with Qantas, you're going to have these Qantas wine vouchers. When you're a Points Club member, you're going to have one Qantas wine voucher each calendar year. And when you're a Points Club Plus member, you're actually going to get two $50 vouchers to use every single year. This will then make this deal even cheaper for us, unlocking even more value for each point that we're going to earn. Now, if you've been following this channel for a little while, you should hopefully know how to be earning Qantas points very frequently. So hopefully you're going to be a Points Club Plus member or a Points Club member. So for today's example, I'm going to assume that is the case to make this math as realistic as possible. So let's do the maths here. $690 minus $50, which is that voucher. That gives us a net value of $640 to unlock these 30,000 Qantas points. We know that because we're spending over $300 that shipping is going to be free for us, meaning the only maths we need to do is $640 divided by the amount of points that we are going to earn, which is 30,000, which gives us a point earn rate of 0.021. This essentially means that for every Qantas point that we are going to earn, it's going to cost us 2.1 cents. This is going to be a key number to pay attention to, 2.1 cents, because we're then going to compare that to how much it would cost us if we were just directly buying the points directly from Qantas. So now that we know it's going to cost us 2.1 cents in order to earn one Qantas point, let's go to the top up page here and figure out how much those points would cost us if we were just directly buying them as opposed to going through the Qantas Wine portal. Now, right now, if you do this before the 11th of December, they actually have a 60% bonus offer here. But if we're going to keep everything equal, we know that on that Qantas Wine deal, we are only going to earn 30,000 Qantas points. If we were only going to buy 30,000 Qantas points, we're not going to be eligible for this 60% bonus point offer here. We're only going to get 25% bonus points. When we select that amount of points to purchase 24,000 points will give us a bonus of 6,000 points, meaning we're going to total 30,000 points. And in order to purchase that amount of points, it's going to cost us $747. You can see straight away that $747 is more expensive than that $690, and if we had that Qantas wine voucher, more expensive than the $640. So we know straight off the bat that it's more expensive just directly purchasing these points, but let's do the numbers anyway. So $747 divided by 30,000 Qantas points, that equals 0.0249, which essentially means that it's going to cost us 2.49 cents to earn one Qantas point. This is going to be a more expensive rate, so it's going to cost us more money to just buy the points compared to if we were buying Qantas wine and then earning those points that way. Now, even though the maths right now seems like it's more in favor to earn our points directly from Qantas wine, there are a couple of things that we need to consider. The first thing that we need to consider is the amount of points that we actually need to earn. So if we go back to the Qantas Wine website, you'll see that the max amount of bonus points that they have on offer is 30,000 bonus points. Now this is okay assuming that you just want to earn 30,000 bonus points, but if you need to earn a significant amount more of Qantas points, for example, if you needed to earn 100,000 points very quickly, I guess you could in theory just buy 3 or 4 of these bonus point offers. But then you're going to be stuck with about 48 bottles of wine. Obviously, you have to store that wine somewhere. If you're going to drink it, it might not be the end of the world, but for people who have no interest in having this wine, it could just be a massive pain. The next thing that we also need to consider as well is that if we were needing a larger amount of points, for example 100,000 points, we know that even if we were to go back to that Qantas Wine portal and just buy 4 dozens where we're able to earn over 100,000 points, we are still essentially earning 1 Qantas point for about 2.1 cents worth of value. If we compare that to this specific example, when we purchase 100,000 points here and we get 60,000 bonus points, if we do the maths on this example, the cost to earn each Qantas point is actually going to be greatly reduced. So to show you what I mean by that, let's run through this maths. We've got $2,730 divided by 160,000, which is the amount of points you're going to get in total. When we do that, you can see our maths comes to 0.017, essentially meaning for 1 Qantas point, we are able to earn that at 1.7 cents per point. We know that even when we get the best Qantas wine deal and use our $50 off voucher, the cheapest that we are able to earn 1 Qantas point for is 2.1 cents. But when we take advantage of this 60% bonus top-up offer, we can actually unlock 1 Qantas point for 1.7 cents. So if we were aiming to purchase a large amount of points, we then have 2 factors to consider. One is the hassle of purchasing 4 dozen bottles of wine just in order for us to earn points. And the second is that during these type of promos, it can just be cheaper to directly buy the points as opposed to going through the Qantas Wine portal. Now, as we saw before, if we're purchasing a lower amount of points, the maths can certainly work in favor for just directly buying the Qantas Wine, but it all depends on how many Qantas points you need to top up. Run through your own specific examples and figure out how many points you need to buy, and then run the maths to see if it's cheaper buying them directly or through the Qantas Wine portal. And if you're a Qantas Points Club or Points Club Plus member, ensure you check your account to see if you've got one of those $50 off vouchers. Now, the other thing to mention is also when these points arrive. I'm not exactly sure on when the Qantas Wine points arrive, but I know when you purchase directly from the points top-up page, if I was to purchase 100,000 points right now, they would be there as soon as I refresh the next page. I'm not exactly sure on how quickly those points arrive from the Qantas Wine portal. So that is also something that you will also need to consider if you were looking to book flights fairly urgently. I hope today's video has cleared up if it's going to be better purchasing points directly from the Qantas Frequent Flyer program or if we should utilize the Qantas Wine portal and take advantage of those bonus offers. If you do need any more help with this, check out the link in the video description for my Patreon group. Inside there, I share with my members the very best business and first class reward seats that they can book with their Qantas and Velocity points. And I also share with my members some of the most in-depth video training modules that I've ever recorded. I'd love to see you in that group. I hope today's video was helpful, and other than that, I'll see you in the next one.